Hi all, how are you all doing? So a little bit earlier we did a cooking stream. We had a healthy lunch. I cooked salmon and salad, and I think it was a good stream. And now we're going to do an art stream. So we've been working on this piece here. This is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And I'm just going to work on finishing off his face and outlining him. And I'm hoping I can get this one completed today, because it's just time to move on to the next piece, I think. What I'm realizing is I made a little bit of a mistake on his face. This color, which is like a deeper red color, is supposed to be in the background here, and then his tongue is actually supposed to be pink. So I'm going to take out this pink color, and I'm going to do his tongue first because I think it'll be easier to do his tongue area first in terms of like my hand. I'm just going to go ahead and check what our signal is like. I'm not quite sure. So let me go ahead and find out real quick about the signal. I think the signal hopefully will be okay. Again, I have no idea. Probably will eventually have to invest in like a high speed internet. I don't really have a choice because anyone who does live streaming, unless you're doing you're using a Wi-Fi of like a resort or something like that, and even then it may not work depending on where you are. Like the Disney vloggers use sometimes the Disney Wi-Fi, but then a lot of times they have to switch off to their own internet. So I don't know. Probably will have to get a high-speed internet. I don't really have a choice because I'm doing streaming too, not just doing vlogs. So yeah, it is what it is. Anything has some sort of an investment in it, I think. You know, anything you do is going to have an investment that you have to do. Just the way it is. So I just did his tongue. I'm going to just add some more color here. Adding some more paint on the face. So now I want to just get a drop of paper. Hold on, let me get paper. Oopsie daisy. Okay, I'm just getting a drop of this toilet paper. I'm going to use this to just wipe off my brush here. Okay, so now I'm going to get a red color because I kind of did that the opposite. So this is a red color. It's like a medium hue. Just going to get out some of that. And I'm going to use that to like do the background of his mouth area. Because like this area here is supposed to be red, like that area where I just put the paint. It's supposed to be red. Too much. This is where I actually need a smaller brush, and I don't like smaller brushes. They're annoying. So I'm just putting that red color there to kind of differentiate between his tongue and the back part of the mouth. So putting the paint in that area. And we could go over his teeth area too again, anyhow, to like clean up that area. So this area now is red, the backdrop of the mouth, and his tongue is pink. So that makes a little bit more sense. It'll look a little bit more vibrant also when we finish off the teeth. So I'm going to wipe my brush again. This is the easiest way for me. I mean, a lot of people actually wash their brush, but as long as I don't have like a significant amount of paint coming off, it's not going to bother me too much. Yeah, see, like it's mostly gone already. Okay, so now I'm going to get this color. This is a light blue permanent color. Take out a little bit of that. That's what I've been using on his stomach area. And yesterday I had a little bit of a mess up here. So I'm just going to cover that up. And then this same color is used here. I wanted to make sure before adding that in, but it's used right there on his lower face area. So you always want to double check with characters, like especially if you want it to be like exactly, you don't have to. I mean, you could change it and make whatever color you want, but like if you're going to be following the exact, you know, colors of a character, just like go back and check if you're not sure. Like that looks a little strange to me, so I'm going to fix that. I need to put too much, I think. Like, too much like off the blue part. So I could go back and clean up those areas. That's not a big deal. While I have this color, I'm going to go ahead and just go over his eye area again. Because yesterday I wanted to let it dry, and the problem was that this area was wet. So I want to just like go over this area again. And again, I'll clean that up with the darker blue color and kind of just like make it a little sharper looking. Oops, see, I just got red on my brush. And on the counter. Okay, so let me just fix that. A little bit of red on there. That's annoying me because it's on my brush. I can tell it's there. You can't really tell it's there, but it's there. And that's not from washing. It's just that I dipped it in red accidentally, and it's in the bristles of the brush. Okie dokie. So now I need to do a couple things. I need to fix the blue part. So I guess that's the easiest part. I'm going to, this is like the technical components of it, fixing the blue of the face to sharpen it up, some of the black outlining, and then to go over the teeth area with white, and then to outline it with black. So that would be kind of the last components to this. So I'm going to squeeze out the blue. Let's do that first. Okay, so let me get my brush here. What's funny is I'm not the only one when people are saying they just want to like stay in more and not go out. Like even like really big vloggers. I was listening to this girl today and she does like fashion and stuff like that on her channel. And she was like, I don't even want to go out anymore because of fear of the virus. And then also just like people are weird. And it's like, I'd rather stay inside. There's this really funny girl on TikTok. And she has this TikTok where she's like, oh, the virus is gone. I can go back out. You probably know what I'm talking about. This like girl, she's really funny on TikTok. And she's like, the virus is over. And she's like, but I'm an introvert and I want to go back inside. Okay, back inside we go. It's like, it was really funny. She does like all these like comedy skits and stuff, but it was like super funny. It's like, for all the introverts out there, it's like, this is great. I don't have to go out. I'm normal now. It's like you're inside and you're painting and you're not outside. It's like, well, that's, yeah, I'm isolating. It's like, yeah, but for all the introverts out there, this is what we want to be doing anyhow. So it's all good. If I lived closer to Disney, because like I would go, like I would go at least to like Disney Springs. I don't know if right now I would go to the theme parks. I'd go, I mean, Epcot, like especially if it's not the holidays, is mostly like an outdoor walking around. So is like Animal Kingdom. So I mean, I could always do that, like, and not just like viewers would understand, like I probably don't want to go on an online or a ride if I'm going to have people closely behind me. So yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I was up closer to Orlando so that way I could do more of that. Hey, Miriam, do you have snow there? No. So in the area I'm in, it is Miami. So we are the type of area that, like if it drops below 70 degrees, if it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Miami, the news will come out and they'll do a story and they'll go up to people and they'll be like, you're freezing. How do you feel about this? It's 70 degrees outside. How will you survive? And with 70 degrees outside, you will, like, let's say it's like 65, 70 degrees outside at the coldest in Miami during the winter. And like you go out, you'll see people in Ugg boots, ski coats, like winter weather clothes. And they'll be sitting in Starbucks having like a hot chocolate or a hot coffee. And you're like, it's 70 degrees outside. I know, right? Like, I just want to stay inside and be introverted. I don't have television, not because like I'm against television, but like when I moved, I was kind of like lazy about it. And at that time I was like spending more time outside doing outdoor things. And I'm like, I'm not going to get television. So, but now I don't like, I would need like the cable guy to actually come. And I don't really want to let anyone inside the apartment right now because of the virus. But I have Disney Plus. So Disney Plus is, streaming through the internet. So I can watch Disney Plus on my computer. And Disney Plus has everything, anything that I would really watch, it would be on Disney Plus anyhow. Like it has movies, it has like the old animation movies, like cartoons. It has everything. So it's like I'm just gonna watch Disney Plus, and they get new movies all the time anyhow. So it's like I can watch Disney Plus and be introverted, and I can stay in my house, and I can paint, and I can cook. I can learn how to cook. You know what I should do? I should get like either a cookbook, like an actual cookbook, or I could always print recipes off the internet, but like a cookbook is pretty. You know, it's like pages you can turn and stuff like that. So I could get a cookbook and like actually learn how to make different recipes. I don't like following instructions, so I don't know how well that will go. But like, yeah, I don't want to go out. Yeah. I don't know, Miriam, if you have any pets or like, you know, different things that, you know, keep you busy. But it's like I don't want to go out. You know, it's too much trouble to go out. People are weird. People are crazy. You know what I mean? So people were like really like in a very. I went to the grocery store the other day, and like people were like in a super weird mood. I don't know if it's like the holidays. You're supposed to be like extra cheerful, right? Your holiday time. You're supposed to be like at your best, and like people that were in the grocery store were just like really mean, like super mean. Like if they were not social distancing, or if they were like standing way too close to you and you asked them to like move a little bit, they got really angry and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, weird people. Weird people. That's all I could say. Good signal. 3 bars. I don't really celebrate Christmas, but just New Year. Yeah, I don't really do much of any holidays. I like the holiday time period, if that makes sense. Like I like the month. That's what I like. It's like I like the month of December. That's basically what I like. I like December because December is like, I don't know, like somewhat colder weather, not like super cold, but like just like where like the sun is not like, you know, super intense. I like New Year's, and in normal times I like New Year's. I during the New Year time, I've done different things for New Year's. I sneezed. During New Year's, I would do different things. I've done different things during New Year's. I've done like I went on a cruise for New Year's once. I was on a train once for New Year's. I was at Disney World once for New Year's. I've been like everywhere for New Year's. Everything from being home to, you know, depends what you're in the mood for, you know. This year I will be inside. Miami's kind of a weird place for the New Year's. Like, I don't know. Generally, in normal times, Miami's kind of a weird place for New Year's. Honestly, like people that generally come to Miami, the area I'm in, Miami, the people who generally come to Miami are not the most family oriented. They're kind of into like very heavy partying, clubs, nightclubs. That's why they come to Miami. They come to Miami, you know, for nightclubs and that type of stuff. So the crowd that comes here is not great, honestly, for, you know, the holidays and for the New Year time period. It's like you kind of just want them to leave when they come to town because they're just not the best to be around. They're coming here, they're, you know, heavy partying and that type of stuff. So But then what's funny is when you go 3 hours up the road, 3.5 hours up the road from Miami, you're in Orlando. In Orlando is where you have Disney World and Universal Studios, and you have outdoor shopping areas, and the atmosphere within 3 hours, or 4 hours time difference from driving, you're in Orlando, and it just changes drastically. You've gone from an environment where people are heavily clubbing and partying to a more of a healthy mix of people. You of course have that up there still, but you have more families up in Orlando. Orlando's a very like family environment. A lot of people will choose to go to Orlando when they have a family, so that way they could go to Disney and that type of stuff. So it's just like a more balanced, type of thing. It's like one is basically Miami, where it's like I come here to club and that type of stuff and party. And then Orlando has that if that's what you're into. But it also has more of a balance, which is in the long run, I'd probably want to be in Orlando, honestly, because I just don't honestly like it here very much in Miami. I can honestly say that I really don't like Miami. People are not very nice here. Yeah, people in Miami are just not nice. Honestly, they're not very nice. They are not they're just odd, really, really, really odd people. And of course, that's not saying it you can't find good people here. I don't like to ever make it 100%, oh, what about so-and-so? They're a good person. It's I'm not saying you can't find good people, but as a whole, the general person that you will find in Miami is into clubbing, heavy partying. That's just why people come here. If someone was moving to Florida, if someone was moving to the state of Florida from another place, another state, another country, and they said to themselves, I can move anywhere in the state, the two main places they consider are, should I go up to Orlando, where Disney World is, which is in the middle of the state, or should I go down to South Florida, where I am, which is Miami? And if you have the choice when you're first moving here, if I could do it over, I wouldn't have come here. I would have gone to Orlando. But, in the future, I'd like to go there, honestly. I'm not talking about a big move. I'm talking about moving 4 hours up the road, basically. So in the long run, I'd really like to be in Orlando. People are nicer up there. It's little things that you wouldn't think would be a big deal here. For example, I'm not even joking. You could be at a coffee shop in Miami and you hold the door for someone who's behind you, right? Someone's behind you. They're coming into the coffee shop. So you hold the door for them and you pass the door to them, right? And they will get angry at you. I am not even joking. You'll hold the door for them and, so that it doesn't hit them as they're going into a coffee shop, and they'll get legit angry. You're making, that's what they'll say. You're making fun of me. I can't hold the door for myself. It's I've actually had interactions like that here. You're holding the door for someone and they get angry with you for holding the door. It's no, I was just holding the door for you. And then you'll get up to Orlando and people will run back to hold the door for you. In other words, they already left. They were a few feet ahead. They'll run back to grab the door to hold it for you because it's just polite manners. You know what I mean? And you'll get up there and it's oh my God, it's a different universe up here. It's a different world. And you're so shocked by the behavior. You're seriously you get up to Orlando, and I had this happen. I was leaving a food court area, and there was a child that was way, way, way up ahead. They were up 6-7 feet up ahead. And, the door is closing, and they ran back to grab the door to hold it for you because it's just, they grew up with those types of polite manners, manners to one another. And then here, not to where you're running back to hold the door for someone, but you're entering somewhere and you'll hold the door for someone and they get angry here. It's like the most bizarre, you that's what you would really classify it as, bizarre. Like bizarre, weird, like left is right, right is left type of things. Like things that don't make sense is basically Miami. Nothing makes sense here. You hold the door, someone gets angry. It's like, where are you from originally? So I was born here in Florida. Um, Half my family, like in terms of like ancestry, like half my family is from Turkey, from Istanbul. So half my family is from Istanbul, and the other half has like Russian origin. So half Turkish, half Russiany culture. So, but I was born here. That is how I know about certain foods like baklava and like cooking. I don't really eat meat, but like putting raisins in meat and cooking it in like the dough and Turkish delight and like different like Turkish foods and stuff. So that's how I know about that type of stuff. Oh, are there many Turkish Muslims? So you are. I am not personally Muslim, but there is a very large Muslim population in Turkey. It's a mix, but it is predominantly a Muslim culture. I'd love to see Turkey one day. I have not been there. A lot of my family has visited there. They have very interesting architecture there, like very very interesting architecture, like I don't know, just like stained glass, like mosaics and like tiling and stuff like that. So they have very nice architecture. A lot of it's very obviously historic. So one day it would be cool to see it, to see all the architecture. When I was younger, like there was this really popular Turkish singer. I mean, he made it into like American and other cultures, like their music. His name was Tarkan. He's still popular. Have you heard of his music, Tarkan? His name is spelled Tarkan. Tarkan. He's a Turkish singer. And he had some songs that became super popular that like made it into American. You've heard of him? Yeah. He had songs, especially like in the 90s, that like were very popular, and I think they made like an English version of the song, and it kind of made its way into like other music. In other words, like he's always predominantly a Turkish singer, but like he had some songs that were popular here. Like I remember people were like knew of his music here, which was interesting. And then like when I started to research like Turkish music, I saw a girl, she's a singer in Turkey. Her name is Hadise. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Hadise, Hadise, Hadise. She kind of reminds me of like a Turkish Shakira, if that makes sense. Like she reminds me of Shakira, but like the Turkish version. Like that's what she looks like. She looks like Shakira a little bit, but like with more Turkish. I don't know. I was like researching like Shakira at one time, and I think they said like Shakira is like a mix of different cultures too. Like she's like the same as like Enrique Iglesias. Like they're all like they have like mixture of different cultures in their family. They're not like one, culture. So that, and then there's a music group called Turkish girl group called Group Hepsi. That's what they're called. They're called Group Hepsi, but group is not spelled like, it's not spelled like the American word group of people. Like it's spelled differently, like Group Hepsi. It sounds like Pepsi, like Pepsi drink, but Hepsi. So they're like a girl Turkish group. and they are like, I've heard some of their music. It's very like pop music, and the best way I can describe it is like the American group Spice Girls from years ago. So Spice Girls, that is kind of what like Group Hepsi is. They're like the Turkish Spice Girls, which is interesting. Like, I can't say I love the music. Like when I listened to it, it wasn't like my like personal, but I thought it was interesting. I live in Cambridge, England. I've met a number of Turkish people who came to study. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, today's world, I mean, very global. Everyone goes, everywhere today. And I think with England, I think a lot of people are, you find a lot of cultures in England. There's a lot of people will go to England to study, at the very famous schools there. I know. Good night, Miriam. Nice talking to you. I'm so glad that you were in chat today. I've always enjoyed talking to you. I'm so happy that you popped in today. Have a great night, Miriam. Yeah, England has, I don't know if it's where it is, but you have the London School of Economics, which is very, very well known. You have the London School of Economics. You have, of course, Oxford. I'm only familiar with certain big name schools. I'm sure there's a lot of really good schools in England and London that are well-known schools. You have like the Sorbonne in France and things like that. But I'm familiar with some international schools. I knew someone here that after they did their American studies, they went to London School of Econ and then came back here because they always wanted to study in the UK. But I've never been to the UK either. That would be, again, somewhere very cool to visit. You were. That's so cool. That's so amazing. Congrats. That's so cool. Yeah, I've heard it's an amazing, amazing school. Very difficult to get into. Very, very prestigious. Yeah, a lot of people from here will go to like an American university, and then they will, try to get into that school for like a master's degree or the equivalent of a graduate degree, and then, return home maybe, or maybe work there a little bit to like get like an internship or something in international sector and then come back. But that's very, very, very cool. I'm sure that was really a cool experience for you. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few very well-known schools there. I'm not super familiar with all the schools there. I only know of a few names there, like that one, Oxford, Sorbonne in France, things like that. But I'm sure there's quite a few there that are very, desirable schools to go to. Yeah, I think it's like, especially with London or the UK, it's the type of thing like you need to spend, if you've never been there, I'm sure you need to spend, I mean, ideally like a month there, to like see everything, to go to the different places throughout the UK and visit the different countries. And, because like people who go to England or London for like a week or something like that, and they've never been to Europe before, and then, it's really not long enough to see everything. I think you get there and you're overwhelmed, like, what do I see? You have the tourist locations, that they always like try to get you to go to, like museums and things like that. But it's like, I remember when I had traveled to Puerto Rico, there's like all like the initial tourist places that they try to gear people to go to. And then there was like this it was like a deli restaurant, but it was kind of like a little bit further. It was very good. And you had to like, go 10 minutes, to get to it. So it wasn't like initially like where it was still like within the tourist area, but it's like, you have to like spend time like finding, I guess you would call them like the gems, like places you want to like, explore and go to. So yeah. But if anyone watching is new to my channel, if you're new, please consider subscribing. I know it's like the YouTube thing I have to say, but if you're new, please do consider subscribing. It helps me out quite a bit because then I can grow a little bit on YouTube, very slowly, but I can grow. And yeah, I would appreciate if you're new to consider subscribing. All that good YouTube stuff, But in general, like even without YouTube, like I know I'm making a YouTube video out of this and I'm streaming and like it's like a platform to communicate and chat with you guys. But in reality, this is like what I would be doing anyhow. For me personally, art, I think you should always do everything at your own pace when traveling. Rushing can spoil things. I really think so too. I don't know, like in the past when I would go to a new place, like even like the simplest of things, the rushing came from the style of my travel in the past. So like for example, I would go on a cruise and the cruise ship stops in different countries, and that's not really a way to see a new place. Like a cruise ship has on its itinerary, 4 islands or 4 different countries it's going to stop at. So it stops at Puerto Rico, and let's say it stops at Puerto Rico, and there's so many factors involved. If the cruise ship is on time, weather, the port is ready to, take the boat in, getting off the boat. They don't let everyone off, they try to space everyone out as you're getting off. Then maybe you're hungry, you want to eat something before you get off onto the island. You're rushing. You're really rushing because let's say, I remember there were times in normal times, if the boat was on time, the boat would arrive at the island on average 10 in the morning. And there were times where on average the boat is leaving at 4 o'clock. And it's really not enough time to see anywhere. So you're talking about only a few hours. And, there were times where you're not there at all very long because weather or, there was a delay getting into dock, and it's like, it's not even worth getting off, So I've seen probably most of the Caribbean. Which I'm lucky to say that I've done that because I grew up in Florida for many years. I had been on so many cruises, that I saw most of the Caribbean. Like I think I've been to every island many times, and Puerto Rico was always one of my favorites. All of them. St. Meriden is very nice. But again, the areas of it are very touristy. St. Meriden got hit with a very bad storm. St. Martin, you have St. Martin and St. Meriden. So it's like the island is kind of like divided by, I think it's by the French. Maybe you know this. I mean, is it the British? I don't know. Like part of the island is one country and the other side of the island is the other country. Like I have to look up the history of St. Martin and St. Meriden, but isn't part of St. I'd have to look this up because I don't you have like the British Isles. Like, in other words, part of the island is like under British rule or something like. I have to look it up, but you have islands, I'm sure, that are under British rule. But I have not been there since they had a very bad storm. I am sure they have rebuilt the area that I would go to. I had seen some photos where it showed that they had gotten hit pretty good with a storm in the area that's like the main touristy area. So that was sad. I'm hoping that they rebuilt that area. But that was always one of my favorite places to go. And then, I don't know, it was like, there were these days like where, especially if you were on a cruise and you had been to this island, whatever island it was, like let's say you've been there before and especially on days like where the boat was only there in dock for like 3 or 4 hours, you would, I don't know, there were a few times where I was like, I just want the whole boat to myself. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go to the pool and I'm not even getting off, I'm not even going to get off the boat and walk around because, done this already, especially for some of the smaller islands. I think I did that at St. Kitts and the Barbados. I was like, been here, by the time I get off and then come back on, it's lunchtime already, so, but, I used to really like cruise ships. I used to go on them all the time. I'm not really too much of a fan of them, honestly, anymore. I used to go on them all the time. All the time. I used to love them. I used to love that when you go on a cruise ship, things are very like planned out for you. Like you don't have to think of too much or, it's just like, tell me the itinerary today. Where's the boat going? So I used to love cruise ships for the simplicity of them. And now that's, I think, what I don't like about them. In other words, I'd rather go somewhere and experience that place. I think a day just got boring, They're a little boring, especially when you've been on them so many times. Let me just check the internet connection. But I don't know. Like with the cruise ship industry, it's so strange. They're all about like having like these giant boats now, like these super large cruise ships that like, and I've been on those cruise ships that has the zip line down the center. Oh, no problem. Oh, and thank you for telling me about that. So Saint Martin is Dutch and French. And then what about the other side? So you have Saint Martin and then you have, I think it's pronounced Saint Maritain. So is it Dutch and French? I think you're saying one side is Dutch and one side is French. Is that what you're saying? I think what you're saying is one side is Dutch and one side is French. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, they have there was always not that much time when I would go there. Like, what's funny is that was one of my favorite islands to go to. And it was actually, I think they never spent a huge amount of time there. When they got into dock, you had a little, it was like a boat taxi. And a lot of people were getting on it. And the boat taxi would take you to the other side. So that you could go to the other side of the island. But it's like there wasn't a lot of time. You know what I mean? Like I would watch the people getting on the boat and I was always like worried they weren't going to like get back in time to like leave. There were always people that got stuck on the island because they waited so long to come back to the boat. And it's like, That always weirded me out. It's like I don't want to go on the excursion to the beach or whatever because like what if the boat doesn't wait? You know what I mean? So it's like I always really loved it. It's very touristy when you first get off the boat there. It really is. Like you get off the boat there and it's like as soon as you get off the boat, St. Martin, there's like it's like a shopping center. It probably comes up on Google Images. It's like a big shopping center and there's you can walk the entire shopping center in probably an hour. It's not too big and it's very like staged stores. Like nothing is like authentic. There's just like these random stores and like you can buy like a shirt that says like St. Martin on it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you get in any island. And what's funny is every island seriously has the same tourist items. So like you'll go to St. Martin and there's like a little doll or something and the same exact doll, like the same exact structure of the doll, the same dress, the same hair on it, you will find at St. Kitts or Puerto Rico or whatever. And it's the same doll, except there's a different name on it on its dress, which says the different islands. Like one says St. Martin, St. Kitts, and it's like it's the same exact doll. It's like, where is this coming from? Miami, and you're shipping it out to the islands, and you know what I mean? And like there were different items like I would get, like very touristy stuff. You'll go in there and see like a picture frame or something like that. And it's nice because it's pretty and it's, you know, tropical looking and it'll say St. Kitts on it or something like that. And then you look at the back and it says made in China. It's like, is anything authentic right now? I guess the only thing authentic would be like if you go and you actually try a restaurant or something that's like inward more like, then maybe you'll actually like have an authentic experience. But yeah, there's nothing very authentic about it. I need to go. No problem. Thank you so much. And before you go, if you are new to my channel and you have not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It would really, really help me out. It's super difficult to grow on YouTube, especially when you're a new YouTuber. It's super hard. You know, it's super, super hard when you're like this new YouTuber. So if you are new, please do consider subscribing. It would really help me out and I would really appreciate it. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you come back soon in another live stream. So I keep getting like paint colors that don't belong in certain areas. So like yesterday this ended up red. So I put some blue here. I mean, I could keep putting more color in certain areas to like, especially like make it more vibrant. I mean, that's just like layering, you know what I mean? Like certain areas may just need another coat of paint. So I'm just putting some more blue here. I really do need to get some other brushes that are a bit more smaller and finer in this area. The other thing I need to do, where's my blue? I don't even think I have any more blue squeezed out. I need to get some more blue. Oh, it looks a little not correct. My blue. I mean, you may experience some lag on the computer. I don't know. I've been using, I was using Firefox browser before, and then I tried Chrome, and the Chrome browser is working way better. So right now, if anyone's having like internet problems, if you're having internet problems, seriously, I recommend trying the Chrome browser. And see if you're having as much of problem as you were before, because the Chrome browser I have found is working much better. Like it's working much better. Like it's still not perfect, but I have found it is much better. I think that looks a little bit better. Kind of like nitpicking with it a little bit, like, but I didn't want that face part to be like so weird looking. I could try to sharpen it up a little bit around the eyes, like it. When I went back with the other color, I kind of went too much. And then I could also, when I go back with the black to outline it, I think it'll look like sharper, if that makes sense. Kind of just go around this area a little bit. You'll see a color variation a little bit when, the new paint is drying. It's never going to match. Like, it will match, but, it takes a little bit of time for this to match. Okay, so I'm just adding in some more paint here. Just going to try to blend that area a little bit better because I just added a little bit more paint. And if it does dry a little strange, I'd rather add a little bit more paint, if that makes sense, just in this area. And also, I'll bring it close so you can see what I'm talking about, but I've been trying out this technique. You could definitely see it here. But I've been trying out this technique where the paint is put a little heavier and it adds texture to the paint. So in other words, it dries like texture. You know what I mean? Like, and you can go back and just like kind of gently pat that in to the face. I wouldn't have to worry about it like bubbling or anything like that because we're not working on fabric or anything like that. If you're on fabric, it may create like a bubble. So I'm actually adding some texture there because you can see where it already dried here, which is great. You can kind of like dry with some texture to the character. Yeah, guys, everyone is having some weird internet problems happening. I think this is like a universal problem that's happening to so many people right now. So for anyone watching, try Google Chrome. If you have that as a browser or you can get that as a browser, I have found like it has helped my connectivity and the internet connection. It's helped a lot. It's still not perfect because I think there's a huge amount of congestion on the internet right now. But like when I was comparing it to like Firefox, for example, it's working better. So if you're having like if you need to do a Zoom or something like that, like try out the Chrome feature and then see how it goes. I mean, it could be like all in my head, but like I think it's way better. So try out Chrome. I had once talked to someone from like Apple support or something like that, and they said that I don't know. I think they were indicating that Firefox browser is not the best. I mean, it really could be so many factors. Everything from my own personal internet not being fast enough to the location of like the signal, because Like right now, let me check and make sure. Like I have 3 bar. I have 3 bars right now, so it's gonna work. But if I have 2 bars, the streaming does not like 2 bars. So right now I have 3 bars, and every once in a while I check it to make sure it's okay. But yeah, as long as it says 3 bars, I can get by right now. But yeah, I think it could be that my computer needs updates. It really could be. I don't know. I haven't updated my computer that often. I really should do that. I don't even know how to do that, but I need to do that. And I don't know. Like I need to do that. See about getting some type of other internet provider to help me out. But yeah, I think if I kind of work with Google Chrome right now, especially for the streaming, it'll be improved. Is this a hair? I can't tell. Is that a hair? There is a hair glued to my painting. Of course there is. There's a hair on my painting. Probably because I don't tie my hair back. Okay, so doing that outlining of Stitch, I think that's looking pretty good. I don't really want to go over his eye area with a black outline. I think it's gonna like flatten him out too much. I'd rather have the black outline just on the outside of the painting. Okay, so yeah, the next thing I need to do real quick is I need to probably wash. I need to wash this brush off. So give me 1 second, guys, while I wash this brush. So I'm just gonna, give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna wash this brush real quick. I am here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just washing a brush real quick. That way, I can get paint out of it because I'm going to work with a white paint. So I want to clean this off real quick. So give me 1 second. Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. I am back. I'm just cleaning this brush real quick. I don't normally have to clean my brushes, but because I want to work with white right now, I wanted to go ahead and clean that real quick. Let me just get some paper. And I'm going to just dry this off and make sure. Okay, so I think it's pretty clean now. Okay, so I don't know, I could change my mind on this, but you'll see that like the outside of the painting, we outlined Stitch with the black, and we could go back and then outline. That means to go back with the black and outline these other different features, but that's going to make him look very flat, if that makes sense. Like it's going to make it look like a, right now I wanted to kind of like outline the whole picture of him. So I don't know that I want to go back with maybe a little bit with the eyes, or maybe very thin, if that makes sense, but not as thick as this was on the outline. I could go back and decide with that, but I want to go over the teeth area of Stitch. For that, I have this special paint. It's a heavy paint of white. It's actually really super difficult to even get out of this because it's so dense. So I want to make sure where I'm putting it, I don't have other paint. Okay, so I got some out. don't use this that often, so I haven't had to rebuy this one. Let me just get myself some water because I'm talking a lot. This seems like a good moment to show you a quick break of Baby Yoda. Okay. So this is my Baby Yoda. I'm going to touch his head. I love my Baby Yoda. My Baby Yoda is one of my prized possessions. I am pretty sure if you take him out of the box, there's a way to like get him off of like the demo mode, which will allow him to do other features, like other like movement combinations. But he's really cute in the box, so I don't know if I want to take him out of the box. So I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll take him out of the box. So I'm just putting my brush into that white paint. So I have to also fix the eye area. See that? I put some white there. I want to thank you guys so much also for being here and watching. You are the best. Thank you so much. Little things like that, like watching the stream, liking the stream. Obviously, if you can subscribe, but just by being here, it's a huge help, huge support. I want to thank you so much for that. Okay, so we added some white. So we added some white there in the eye area. I think I'm a perfectionist with this, so I like to kind of like make it good, but I have this white paint and kind of just trying to get the right amount on my brush. So I want to go over his teeth area, even though that's already white because that's the original canvas. I want to go back and I don't want to like leave it, you know, like canvas. I want to add actual white. Okay, so yeah, this white area you see here is the original. It is the canvas. So I could just leave it like that. Like I don't have to, you know, some people would just leave it, but I do want to add some white there and make it look a little bit more finished. May not be able to tell the difference, but it's gonna, up close, you could tell the difference that you can tell there's paint there is what I'm trying to say. See, that kind of looks a little messed up, so I have to go back and fix that tooth. I sound like a dentist. Yeah, this brush is not fine enough, so I need to go back and like, you can see that got a little messed up. So I need to go back and fix that area. It's not a big deal, but I know how to do that. It's a little time consuming because I have to go back and fix the red too, but I'll let that dry. And I need to go over it with black anyhow, so it's gonna have to be fixed anyhow. So I have red still that hasn't dried. So in order to not waste product, because I don't like to waste product, I'm gonna get some red on my brush, kinda. Put some red there. If you guys like doing art and art is something you enjoy doing, just do it. Don't like give it so much thought, like from a technical perspective. I do this because I enjoy art and it's my own way of doing art. That means like I may not like to do like realistic art or something like that. It's not my thing. So that's one thing about like art. Like I want you to watch this and enjoy it just for what it is. And maybe it'll inspire you to want to do your own art, whatever that is. Like it could be music as an art or whatever. But like one thing that I've never liked about like the concept of art classes, although art classes can teach you a variety of techniques or how to work with certain mediums that you didn't know how to do, I have never really personally loved the idea of an art class that tells you what to do, instructs you what to do. Like if you want to do something a certain way, you should do it that way. Like so like if an art class is like telling you what to do this way or add that or add that. I don't love that at all. So that's why, to be very honest, I've taken some art classes, but I never honestly loved them. I remember like high school years ago when I took a art class, I would have this art teacher and he would come up to your work, he would check the class and see how the class was doing and he would come up to your work and he would not only critique it, like I get it, like you're out of school and like they have to give you a grade, but like even that is so subjective. It's like if you don't like it, that's fine. But he would come over and he would tweak your art. Like he would change it. You know what I mean? Like if if he didn't feel you did a good enough job on something of shading or whatever, he would come over and he would fix it. And I'm not saying you didn't in the overall, like if someone's looking at art from the perspective of like did he technically fix it? Like did it look better in terms of shading or something else? Like that's subjective. Like maybe not, but you know what I mean? It's like but he changed the whole purpose of your art. It's like if you created it one way and you wanted it to be one way and someone is coming in and doing something to it which is not your original, it didn't come from you, basically, then I never appreciated that whatsoever. Like my attitude with art classes, even back then, was like almost like if you didn't like it, it's like I don't care. Like I don't care that you don't like it. And it's like almost like you want to say like I didn't ask for your opinion, but it's like that conflict because you're in a class and that's like you're in a class. So it's like that's why I'm not personally a huge fan of art classes. I don't want to be told how to do something. I think it's great to watch like a tutorial or a video that'll help teach you how to like work with certain techniques. Like there's certain videos out there that can show you how to mix. For example, if you're going to paint on leather or like if you wanted to paint on Nike sneakers or leather, or like you've seen those videos where they paint a really cool picture on like a very expensive handbag, you need a special type of paint. That's not oil paints and that's not acrylic paints. That's leather paint. I think there's one called like an analogous or something like that. There's like these different brands that sell paint for leather. That's leather paint. So you have to get special paint and then you may have to learn depending on, there's different tools that can actually heat it and make sure it's dry, and you may need to like different like finishers to like make sure it's dry or like the paint is protected from the elements. So like there's videos and tutorials out there that can teach you what I almost refer to as directions. They can tell you basic directions. This is how you work with this, or this is how you mix this. But other than getting some type of instruction that tells you basics, use this type of paint for that, or this for that, or this is how you mix something. I do not love the idea of an art class, especially if an art class is going to dictate to you what to do. I am not a fan of that. I am more of a free thinker. And I think that's honestly the reason that I didn't take much of art classes. I always did my own thing. I took some art classes in high school because I thought it was an easy A, honestly. And, I didn't really have another choice. What was I going to do? There wasn't like that many options for electives. So, um, but I don't love instructional art classes that are going to make you do something a certain way. I think that defeats the entire purpose. And most of the artists or art out there that's gotten well known were a lot of people that were self-taught, or a lot of people that kind of like said no to like the art industry as like a whole. It was like, I'm going to do my own thing, and if you like it, you like it, otherwise I don't care. So that is a huge amount of how artists have actually gotten known. So yeah, that's always kind of annoyed me. um, I think even when I was younger, I would have relatives and stuff like that say, do you want to go take an art class? Do you want to go to this different art location where they have art lessons? Because we know you like art. And I think I tried it and I was like, I don't want to go back there. I didn't like it. I don't like this at all. And it's like, I'd rather go back to my house and do my own thing, because I feel that that's I feel that that's the purpose of art. Art is supposed to be created from you. You do not have to be perfect at it. It's whatever comes out of you. I am not saying that like you don't look at certain pieces of art and you're just like, wow, they are super talented. Wow, they created this extremely realistic painting. It looks like a photo. It looks like it's real. Yes, they have a talent at a specific type of art. But if you were to do another type of art, that is also legitimate. It is also something that you created. So it's like, that is why I am not a fan of structured art. I am too much of an individual. I won't do well in a structured art class. Honestly, if I was in a structured art class, I'd probably walk out within the first day. I would probably walk out. They would be like, you do it this way. And I'd be like, that's a no. I am leaving. Bye. Peace out. So, like, I'll go into like a Michael's, and a Michael's here. I don't even know if Michael's is in every state, but Michael's in Florida is like it's not even just an art store. It has art supplies. Like, it has canvas and oils and all of that stuff, but it has like everything. It's like a craft store. So it has everything. So I'll like go into Michael's and I'll start like buying different things. And people will be like, what are you buying? Like at Michael's, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you making? And I'll be like, I don't know. They have like a shopping cart. You can go around Michael's and find different arts, crafts, and different things you want to work with. And people will be like, well, what are you making? You came in here. It's like, I don't know. I will figure it out as I go. I will find different art supplies and I will create as I go. When I created this, I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I was going to draw Stitch because I like Stitch. But other than that, that's about it. So I have black paint out right now. Where did I just squeeze it out? I don't even know. Okay, so I should I should try to go over his teeth a little. I'm worried that this is not fine enough for this. I have a brush here I'm working with, but this brush, I don't think this brush is fine enough. You see that? It's not. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks for me, so I'm just gonna go back with some red, fix this area a little bit. I guess I could do that. I could always perfect it afterwards. I think I need a finer brush. I need a finer brush, or I could use pen, but I would prefer probably a finer brush for that area. Like, his teeth area is really fine, and this brush is kind of old. It's fine for certain detailing, but this brush is a little not the best for that area. I don't know. I may have to go back with a different brush. I'm not happy with that. Yeah, any perfectionist element I have to my art is not because it came from an art class. It's rather my own thing that I do to myself, basically. Like I'm my own perfectionist. But at least it's coming from me. At least it's not coming from an art teacher who's telling me what to do. Okay, so this is where we are at right now. This, because it's not teeth, I could go ahead and try. If I could get the brush a little bit more pointy. This is not the best brush. Okay, so that worked. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the way that looks. I want to wipe this brush. Wipey. So much toilet paper everywhere. Okay, let me wipe this. This is like a specific area that I tend to fixate with a little bit. It's like shadowing. So you're shadowing a circle. And I don't want to overdo it. But I kind of want to flatten that out a tiny drop. I'm going to add in some more color. Just going to try to blend the two together real quick. mean, I could start to add more color in there. I don't want to overdo it. I mean, I feel like there could be a little bit more of a gradient here. Write this again. I mean, I'll probably perfect his nose a little bit. Like, I don't want to go overboard with it, but like when you're shadowing a circle, you should be able to see like a little bit of a shadowing happening. It's something you kind of have to like keep tweaking, especially if you're trying to get it perfect. So working on that. And then I'll probably end up going back at some point and figuring out what to do about this other detailing. I mean, I want to kind of like look at, I don't know if I should go back and actually tweak the face or not. I do like it where it looks like a stamp, like where the outer part is. I'm sad I wasted all this white. You can't see it, but I squeezed out way too much white. I don't know. This is where we're at so far. I try to like look at it from a distance. I know that his like, hold on, I got paint. Wiping the paint. I know that his tummy area has like a little bit of like it has like a design that goes like that. It has like a design that's like right there. And then I would have to blend that. I'm surprised I haven't gotten paint in my hair yet. And just pat that in. There's like some white that is like in that area. Okay. Try to smooth that out. I don't want like texture there. Look at all this tissue. I've been using this tissue to I think I'm just trying not to waste product. I'm like, if I have like paint out already and it hasn't dried, I really don't want to like squeeze out more to like do something I could have done. Just don't want to waste product. I think also I realized I need to distinguish. Ignore my crazy neighbors outside, they're really loud. Can you hear them? Okay, I think they went back into their lair. Okay, so like he has like an arm thing that comes like the crevices of the arm. It's not like one big. Oh, you can't see. This needs to be detailed out. I just realized that. Like he has an arm. It's not like a big blob. Like of, you know what I mean? Like he has. Let's see. Oh my god, can they go back inside their apartment? I swear. My neighbors like always have their doors open. Like they leave their doors open. They don't close them. They play really loud music. They leave their door open. Their kids are like rolling around in the hallway. They think the hallway is like the playground. It's like they are annoying. They're crazy. Again, it's just part of living in South Florida. You don't exactly get like that great of people living in South Florida. I'm trying to figure out where his arm is. Like it's not like a blob, if that makes sense. Like there's something there's something here that I need to draw in that distinguishes the arm of Stitch. Like he doesn't have like a big like blob like that. So I need to go back to a photo and figure out how to detail that in because that doesn't look correct. So I added in a little bit of black there just because I need to outline him out a little bit. Just annoying me that I have to do this. I don't like outlining. It's time consuming. I don't want to even add that much because I don't want it to be so like dramatic. I'm annoyed because I need to figure out how to do his arm. I think. Well, if his hands are like that, like. Maybe something like that. I don't want to like make it too dark so I can't go back and correct it, but yeah, there needs to be some type of line there that shows like the way his hands are downward. I don't know if that's the exact angle, but glad I caught that because I just realized that would be super weird if his arms were like this giant blob. So I put some there. I mean, I may need to just thin that out a little bit. I realize I can always thin it out by going back with the other color. Like for example, if I think this area here with the black line is too thick, I could go back with the blue color and thin out the line, which is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I legit want to move. I want to move where I could do more because people are annoying here. Seriously, they're annoying. I don't want to live here anymore. I want to like go up to like northern Florida or something where there's more to do. There's actually really nothing to do in Miami. Like there's legit nothing to do here. Like if you're not going to go to the beach or go to a bar or club, then there's nothing to do here. Some of you might be like, oh, that sounds great. It's like, well, it gets annoying after a while. So I went back and kind of thinned that out. That's always an option to go back and thin out the area, like to use the black, but to go back and thin it out is obviously always an option. I'm trying to find where my blue paint is. I squeezed some out, but my palette is so overcrowded with paint that I seriously don't know where any of the wet paint is. So where is my blue? I go back, thin this out. Water break. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna add in some blue just to kind of sharpen up. Does that make sense? Like I'm going back and I'm adding like a little bit of paint and I'm just sharpening up the area. What that means is I'm thinning out the black line, basically, with the other color, the opposite color that was used in that area. Going back and thinning out the black line. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't make those black lines here too prevalent because I wanted to thin them out anyhow. It's just some angling here. Like if you make a line look thinner or thicker, it tends to, give the illusion of like a curve to a character a little bit more. But again, I want to thank everyone for being here. And for anyone that's watching on replay, I want to thank you so much for being here. We do a lot of cooking on this channel. We also do cooking, art. We do cooking, art, fashion blogs, product reviews. We do a little bit of everything. So if you're new, please do consider subscribing. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you know when I am coming on. So I am thinning that out a little bit. I think it was a little too thick. Kind of getting better at this weird angling. Because like normally if I was just making art and I wasn't streaming it, I would just have it flat. So I'm kind of just trying to see these different angles here. Yeah, you really just have to like kind of feel the angles of the paint. It's such a weird thing to say, but like you can kind of tell like when an area needs a little bit more or less, and like you just like kind of like it feels right. Okay, so like I thinned out his body. I wouldn't outline any more black with his body. Have this blue paint already squeezed out, so I can go back and I can sharpen up some of the areas here. So I can go back and sharpen up some of the areas that we have around the eye. But yeah, earlier today I did like some meditation, like basic yoga, like stretching and stuff like that. I've been trying to get into more like holistic, taking care of yourself. Something I've always wanted to do, not just like because like things are crazy right now, but like those things are good for you. So I've been doing a little bit of that, and I've been trying lately, as in like the last day, to eat healthier. I did a cooking stream earlier, and we cooked some healthy salmon. We seasoned it with paprika, pepper, and salt. And then I had an organic salad with it. So I felt proud of myself that I ate healthier. And now I'm doing art, which is also healthy for me to do. For me, art allows for me to kind of zone out. I'm not just doing it for a stream. Like, art really helps me. Like, I really recommend everyone watching or everyone on replay to find something that helps you personally like zone out. You know what I mean? Whether it's music or writing, reading a book, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Taking a walk with nature, going to the gym. Find something that's good for you, that helps you zone out, because it could really help with stress and just, taking care of yourself. For me, art for me is really my go-to. But I actually really am enjoying cooking. Like, cooking is a nice art or alternative as well. So I am loving cooking. Cooking also helps me zone out. And the more I actually force myself to cook, the more that I am actually most likely probably eating healthier. Probably actually eating healthier if I cook. Because then I'm literally like cooking, right? So So I'm just like thinning out the black a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I thinned out the black that was around his head pretty significantly. So I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. It was thicker before, and it looked more like a stamp before. Oh, my leg like locked up. I'm like stretching my knee. Ow. Because I'm standing as I'm streaming, and my knee like legit like locked up. Oh. And my crazy neighbors are playing their music again. At least they're not in the hallway. They legit come into the hallway and they like roll around on the floor with their kids, and like you open up your door and you're like, oh, there's people out here rolling around on the floor, on the carpet, because that's what they do, because they're crazy. Oh, my poor little knee. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, my knee is legit locked up. That's fun. Boy, they are super annoying. I hear them. They don't even play good music. They just like have like this like rhythmic beat that they play over and over and over again. They legit don't even play like normal music. They just, I don't know what they're playing. All about positivity, right? Positivity. I tell myself it's all good. So yeah, I always want to thank you guys for being here. You really do help out the channel so much. It's really the truth. I could not do this without you guys. Otherwise, I would be talking to myself, which I kind of am talking to myself because no one's talking back, but you get the point. But yeah, watching the stream, liking the stream, sharing out the stream. That's another thing you can do. You can share out the stream. I don't even know what that means, to share out a stream. I have no idea. I legit don't even know what that means. But sharing out the stream, liking the stream, watching the stream, yeah. And then the ultimate would be to subscribe, because if you subscribe and you hit the notification bell, then you are super cool if you do that. Okay, so now I need to get the other blue color. I think it's this color. Yeah, I think it's this color. Okay. Take this color. Okay. I get some water. This is legit what I would be doing anyhow, so I might as well stream it, right? This is literally seriously what I would be doing anyhow. Even if I didn't have YouTube, this is what I would be doing. Something else I really need to do, it's so hard to do, and I've been doing it over time. I have done it like over time, but something I really need to do is I really need to organize and get rid of things. It is much easier said than done. It's not like super hoarding, like where you see like people like their houses are absolutely like insane, like where they keep every magazine or something like that. But I legit need to organize. I actually am very proud. I don't even have any magazines or anything like that, but like I need to seriously organize, because if I can go through things and throw out things, I like burping. If I can go through things and throw out things that I can part with or donate, you know what I mean? Like if it's donatable, it's not everything's donatable, but if I can throw out things that I don't need or whatever, you know, things that you become attached to, but it's like, why do I have this? It doesn't fit anymore. I wouldn't wear it. You get the point. Then it just helps in so many ways. It helps current clutter, you know, it helps like be more organized where I currently live, but like also like if I were to move, then that would also help me out, because if I move, it'll just make moving easier, because then I don't have so much clutter. So I really envy when people like live very in a minimal way, because then moving is so much easier. You don't have the clutter, and you just have like a certain like amount of stuff that's like your favorite items that you can then like pack up easily. But like I really envy like people who can just like move very easily. You have a few boxes of stuff that they move with, but that's about it. You know what I mean? But I still have a lot of clutter. I've accumulated like a lot of things that I just like, you're like, oh, I'm attached to it, or I remember it. And like, when I look at it, it reminds me of like years ago, like, you know what I mean? Like that stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I want to get rid of stuff, but I need to like just get like strong and like throw it out or donate it or whatever it is. Like if it's donatable, then donate. But like not everything is like in good condition, or they don't want it, honestly. So I need to go through things. Like I don't know like even where to start. Like I have like legit so many things that I need to get rid of. Let me check my internet connection. Hold on. I need to get rid of things. Lots of stuff. I think one of the first, I don't know, I have things I need to get rid of that are legit in every section of my house. I need to get rid of, I think one of the most like annoying things I need to get rid of is dishes, like different dishes. And what's weird is like I'll come across dishes that are like I don't know, like family things, like someone's dishes or something like that. It's like I don't know what to do with them because like it was like a relative's, and it's like what am I supposed to do with it? It's like I don't want it. It's not even pretty. It's not like the dishes that I would even use or buy, but I'm like stuck with them. You know what I mean? So it's like one person was like, you should keep, like everyone has like a different opinion, like keep them, get rid of them, donate them, sell 'em. And then one person's like, oh, well, keep one dish. That way it reminds you of dish collection and the dish, like the dishes that they use. And it's like, but then I have one dish, and then I don't have the rest of the dishes. And then if I want the rest of the dishes, I'm like, I have this one dish. So it's like I don't know what I'm doing with it. So that's one area of clutter that I need to get rid of is dishes. Then I need to go through old clothes. I need to go through old clothes, dishes. Then the other thing I have that like I've collected over the years is old movies, from years ago. Like some of them were like nice movies that I used to watch all the time, like favorite movies growing up. So I don't know. Everyone has movies on streaming today. Like no one uses. I just messed that up. No one uses like movies anymore. Like they stream them or they have them on their computer. You know what I mean? So I have these old movies, like old DVDs or even VHSs, like from when I was really little. And like some of them are like good memories. So I don't know if I should get rid of that stuff, like keep like your favorite one. They're mostly VHSs years ago that were like my favorite movies growing up. So it's like, but I have a lot of them and I've gotten rid of a lot of them already. Like I've thrown out so much stuff. Like literally when I was throwing out stuff, I have been throwing out stuff, clutter, for like 10 years. Like seriously, I have had so much clutter and I've inherited so much clutter. Um, so I just need to get rid of it all already because it's driving me insane. I have become like the type of person like I don't want any clutter. Like I don't want it. And I don't know what to do with it all. So yeah. I want to fix that drop right there. Do I have any black left? I probably do. I just dipped my hand in paint. Okay. But yeah, I have so much clutter I need to get rid of. And I think if I could get rid of the clutter, I'll be super happy. But it's easier said than done, people. It is not the easiest thing to do. Because you look at the clutter, and guess what? You like the clutter. You're like, the clutter is cool. The clutter reminds me of happy times. I want all of my clutter, and I don't want to get rid of it ever. I don't care. Everything looks crazy. I want my clutter. add in like a highlight of green there. But I need to wash this brush, so bear with me 1 second. I need to wash my brush. So I'm probably only going to finish up that one extra part. And then we'll finish up in a few minutes, but I wanted to just do that one part, and then we're probably going to call it a art stream for the day, but I want to finish up this one part. I realize it's kind of a weird thing to add in, but we have this blue highlight kind of happening, and there's red, and then there's kind of like this faint green thing happening. I don't even know if that was on purpose, but like I don't even know how that happened, but I kind of want to make it intentional now. Okay, so I'm angling myself. So I added in some green there. I realized it's not, I don't know if it's the color I wanted. Kind of smooth it out a little. I hear the crazy neighbors. What are my crazy neighbors doing? It'll be funny if they find out about this stream and they're like, "You called us crazy." Yes, I did. Yes, you are crazy. I'm mixing this like cool green color. I think it's cool. I think it was just originally this other color and I could have just used this color. Like I think it was this color, but I hear their music again. is bothering me. Okay. I need to fix this really quick because it's bothering me. Took off part of his hair. Okay. I think that looks a little strange. I need to fix that. I have the paint still. So that's always good. Looks like it's a more normal. I messed that up. Man. Probably have to go back and fix that once it dries, I'm guessing. Unless I can fix it now. That looks okay. So used all of these brushes today, so I know what I need to wash. I have lots of paint all over me. So this is where we are at so far, guys. May go back and have. I need to fix his ear. I keep forgetting that. I have to add in some purple. So it's probably going to be another stream for this one to finish off this painting. And then after we finish off this painting, we have this one. We have this one to finish off. So we can finish off this one too. This will probably take a few different streams to finish off. So we have that one after we finish off this one. And then, of course, we are still working on our backpack. So we have to finish off that. And then we have many more art projects to come. Let me just organize a drop here. And then we still have the gingerbread house we can do. And that's going to be a stream in itself. The gingerbread house, which will probably take a few hours. But I think that has to be done like in one time. Like it's food. So it's like I don't want to like deal with food like over multiple days. So we'll do that in a stream. And maybe we could do that tomorrow. Do the gingerbread house tomorrow because I just need to get done with that already. It's already the holidays. It's like I haven't done the gingerbread house yet. Move that out of the way. Just organizing, cleaning up a drop here. Put my water over here. I'll throw out this tissue. Try to get some of this paint off. It just makes it easier for me to clean, honestly. Get the paint off. Okay. But this is where we are at so far. We're going to do one more stream with this, finish this one off. Then we've got the we've got to finish off the Mickey one, and we've got to finish off the backpack. And then we can move on to our next project, and you guys can let me know when you want to do the Converse sneakers, because that's going to be a very detailed project. I've worked with Converse sneakers before, but because it's something you can wear, I'd like to make it like really, really nice. So we'll do that in the future as well. I already have the sneakers, but I have paint all over me. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for always watching, for liking the stream. It helps me out so much. I really appreciate it. If you are new, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss a new video. And I will see you all in my next video soon, and bye.